Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as the beautiful Big Block Modifieds, the Super DIRTcar Big Block Modifieds roll out there onto the raceway as we are live from Knoxville Raceway this afternoon for the Q West Racing League as these drivers back in action after having a week off, and they are back out there onto the racetrack as we're going to get all the standings and everything else lined up here correctly, make sure everything is working perfect here for the Q West Racing League as, man, the fun is about to get started as, man, this is going to be another great show. This is one of my favorite racetracks, man. When we head here to Knoxville Raceway, you know the racing action is going to be nonstop. You know the racing action is going to be right in front of your face. You're going to be able to taste basically the dirt flying right into your face here. Doesn't matter if you're watching from the grandstands or if you're watching on your cell phone, as the racing is going to be non-stop and absolutely amazing. As we'll get these drivers out onto the racetrack here, a quick warm-up session getting closed out right there, and now we'll see them jump out onto the racetrack as we'll get ready for their qualifying session. Drivers will jump out onto the speedway. They're going to be looking to try to lay down their quick times here, trying to set themselves up for what could be an absolutely amazing day here at the raceway. As they will jump out onto the racetrack, we welcome each and every one of you in as the racing action is about to begin. And man, oh man, oh man, this is going to be a good show. This is going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are hyped, if you guys are ready for an amazing race, an amazing event here again this afternoon on Peacemaker Gaming, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we'll get these drivers out onto the racetrack and ready to roll here in just a few more moments as heat race number 1 just around the corner. But first, qualifying as drivers jumping out onto the racetrack. They are looking to lay down their quick times. Right now, it is Benoit Savoy with the quickest lap time out there on the racetrack, but he'll quickly get knocked off the top spot as Kevin Hebert jumps into the top position. James Richard into position number 2. Good to see James out there rolling on the racetrack as that 3J machine will look to try to race his way into the A main feature event for the first time here this season. We do see Zach Weinzenflew now to the top of the speed charts, but he'll quickly get knocked back off of that top spot as Kevin Hebert will jump back up and take that number 1 position back away from him. Good to see Billy Roberts out there as the Gears Unlimited 99 ride slides out there onto the speedway. Oliver Sorois out there as well in that 024. CJ Levere out there in the beautiful number 4 machine as we do see Matteo Bassetti. He will slide back out there onto the racetrack as Logan Herbert jumping out there onto the speedway. Here comes Logan Herbert looking to try to lay down a quick time there on the racetrack. Is my boy Eric Tetoro. Eric coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Eric coming in with the 50-star dono and the share on the stream as Damian Ward coming in with that share as well. And my boy Braden Ward says, let's go Damian. Cheered on Damian Ward out there on the speedways to get a great look at that Dirty Dig performance number 32. As Damian Ward looking to try to lay down a quick time here on the racetrack. We'll see where he can get lined up as we do see Logan Herbert slide into position number 2. Tristan Lattiser up and into position number 3 as Leducer into position number 3 here, and Damian Ward, he'll jump inside the top 10. He'll slide into 8th as Anthony Rosselli jumps into position number 9. Matthias Bernatchez in the 47 will slide into the 10th position, but quickly gets knocked outside the top 10 as the 56 of Aaron Brown jumps in to that 8th position. Jacob Nadeau out there on the speedway as well as we do see our boy Ralph out there on the racetrack as well. Another one of our admin crew jumping out looking to have some fun here this afternoon. And Ralph in that beautiful number 70 ride will jump into position number 6 as Brady Cornett with a quick time here in qualifying in the Blackjack Racing number 2 ride jumps to the top of the speed charts. So a great run and a great lap there for the 2-rider Brady Cornett, as that will have him starting out in front. As Debbie McDonald says, get her done. Damian Ward cheered on Mr. Ward here this afternoon as Cornett with a great lap time out there on the speedway. Zach Wisen flew back out there onto the racetrack. He'll actually gain a couple extra spots back up into third if Kenneth Coe jumps into position number 4. Logan Herbert trying to roll back out there. He's looking to try to lay down another lap time. So is an Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh, one of those drivers in contention for the championship here this year with the Q West Racing League, and the races are quickly counting down here, especially after these drivers took last week off. That was eliminating a race and unfortunately making it that much tougher for these drivers to gain positions in the points to work themselves closer to Gamesh and into that championship consideration here in these few short weeks, as that 20 ride down across the line doesn't look like he'll find any extra speed, and he'll stay in position number 11. We'll see if Logan Herbert can find any extra speed here in that Public Enemy setups ride, as he's currently 5th fastest on the racetrack. As each and every one of these drivers get ready to go to battle, they get ready to duke it out as qualifying does come to a close. So it is Brady Cornett with the quick time here in qualifying. A great lap for Brady, and that will put him into the pole position here for heat race number 1. And it looks like we're going to have 2 heat races. Top 7 from each heat race will advance into our A main feature event, so everybody going to be on top of their game here, trying to make sure that they work themselves into one of these transfer positions. But it's going to be pretty tough sledding out there on the racetrack to be able to work yourself up and into that top 7. There is a lot of heavy hitters in each of these heat races, so you got to be on top of your game right from the drop of the green flag right down to the checkered flag here this afternoon, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to roll out onto the racetrack, starting on the pole in the number 2 machine. That is the quickest in qualifying, the Black Jack Racing ride of Brady Cornett. Cornett will start out in front. To his outside in the number 24. That is Zach Weisenflew. Starting in position number 3 in the 611, the Public Enemy setups ride. The speed from Sean Machine. The 611 is Logan Herbert, who will start there in 3rd. To his outside in position number 4 is the FTM, the Full Throttle Motorsports Super DIRTcar Series number 56 ride. That is Aaron Brown there in position number 4. Starting in position number 5, that is Elliot Gamesh. Into his outside in the 17 ride, that is Alex Brisebois. Starting in position at number 7 in the number 3 machine, that is Nathan Brown. To his outside in the 47 ride, that is Matthias Bernatches. And then we see the 916 of Nick Brundage, the 35 of William Rassin, Gabriel Foster, Kevin Parento, and Taylor Watson in the 07 ride, bringing up the rear of the field. 13 drivers, 7 transfer spots up for grabs here in heat race number 1, as we are quickly back to green flag racing here with the Q West Racing League. As out in front, that 2-rider Brady Cornett looking for a great run out at quarter number 2 and down the back straightaway, and that's exactly what you'll find as he looks to try to hold off everybody else here in this heat race. Is Logan Herbert trying to work down to the inside here of Zach Weisenflew for position number 2. Elliot Gamesh working down low on that 56 ride, and he is going to make that pass and slide up in front of the 56 here of Aaron Brown. So move Gamesh now into position number 4 and looking for more. It's a little contact right there behind him. Look out! They were 3 wide and a little bit of beating and banging. Unfortunately, Nathan Brown had to back out of it, had to try to keep that car out of trouble right there, as he had Nick Brundage down to his inside, the 17 of Alex Brisebois to his outside, and now we see Nathan Brown back in that 7th and final transfer spot, as Matthias Bernatches on the outside of a transfer position and looking in here. So is it William Rassin, Gabriel Foster, Taylor Watson, Kevin Parento, and the 56 of Aaron Brown. Brown unfortunately sliding quite a ways back here after starting up in position number 4. He is once again looking for more, as he is back in that last spot on the racetrack here in race number 1. As Brady Cornett continues to lead the way, the Black Jack Racing number 2 ride out in front, but he's feeling that pressure as here comes Logan Herbert Herbert working down to his inside, looking to try to take this race lead away. Logan Herbert trying to take the lead here in heat race number 1 as he'll slide up and in front of that 2 right. A great crossover and a great drive down the back straightaway there for Brady Cornett. Cornett does slide up the racetrack ever so slightly, making a little bit of contact there with Herbert. Herbert will slide back into position number 2, but stays right there on the back bumper of that 2 machine. Right there behind them is our points leader coming into this afternoon. It's the 20 ride of Elliot Kamach. Kamach back there in 30. He was able to work a couple spots early in this heat race. Now sitting comfortably in position number 3 as Zach Weisenflew back in position number 4. As the white flag has been displayed, Weisenflew as Alex Breesbaugh looking down low to his inside. There's some contact back there behind him as Taylor Wasson in the 56 of Aaron Brown get tied together. Unfortunately, both drivers will get turned around, but it's a drag race back to the line, and it's Logan Herbert able to complete that last lap pass in steel. Heat race win number 1 away from Brady Cornett. Kamach, Weisenflew, Breesbaugh, Brundage, and Nathan Brown will all punch their tickets into the A main feature event, sending William Rassin, Bernatchez, Foster, Parenteau, Wasson, and Aaron Brown to our consolation race later this afternoon, as we will get loaded into the sim here for heat race number 2. It is once again going to be 12 drivers working their way into the A main feature event, so 7 drivers will find those tickets and they will be a part of our main event here this evening, where we will see another 5 drivers load their rides into our consolation race later this evening. And 7 will move on. 5 will unfortunately have to try to still race their way in, as these drivers will get ready to roll out onto the speedway. And starting on the pole in the number 71 machine, that is Kevin Hebert. Hebert will start in position number 1 to his outside. That will be the 22C machine of Kenneth Coe. Starting in position number 3 in the 92 ride, that is Tristan Lattiser. And to his outside in the number 27, it's Benoit Savoy. Starting in position number 9, the Gears Unlimited Enemy Consulting Dirty Dig Performance 99 machine, that is Billy Roberts. To his outside in another Dirty Dig Performance ride, that is the 32 of Damian Ward, who will start in that 6th position. Starting in position number 7 in the 7 ride, that is Anthony Rosselli. To his outside in the 28, that is Jacob Nadeau. Starting in position number 9 in the 024, it's Oliver Sorois. To his outside in the 4 ride, that is CJ Levere. And bringing up our final row in the 26, it's Sebastian Labonte, and the 19 of Matteo Pizzetti, who will bring up the back of the pack as Braden Ward says, "Send it or bend it, Damien." Yes, Sirski, send it or bend it. We love it. We love it right there. Absolutely send it or bend it, especially here in iRacing. You got nothing to really lose. Maybe a little bit of pride, maybe a little bit of confidence, but other than that, you can load in a new ride. You don't gotta pay to straighten one out, get a reframed or anything else, so it's nothing to lose here in iRacing. As we are quickly back to green flag racing here at Knoxville Raceway. The 71 of Kevin Hebert hooked up here this afternoon, and he will lead us down through 3 and out at corner number 4 in the 71 will lead lap number 1 here at heat race number 2 this afternoon. It's a great tight battle back there behind him. A lot of 2s here as everyone's battling for position number 2. It's the 92 of Tristan Lattiser. They're in position number 2 now with the 22 of Kenneth Coe, trying to battle door to door with the 27 and the 32 of Damian Ward. As Ward down low looking to try to get a 2 for down through 1 and 2, and he will slide into position number 3 here on the speedway. as Damian Ward quickly up a few spots here in this heat race, and now going to work on the back bumper of Tristan Lattiser for that second spot. As he sends it in down low, that 32 Ward is going to slide up and into that second position, but a great run down low as here comes Tristan back down to the inside, looking to try to take that second spot back away here from Damian Ward, but Ward will keep his foot in the throttle, look for a big run down the front straightaway. Couldn't quite get it. That may open the door down low here for that 92 ride, but the 32 will keep it wound up on the outside lane, going to stay door to door here with Tristan. Benoit Savoy back in position number 4. Billy Roberts hanging on to that 5th position with Anthony Rosselli. CJ LeVere now rounding out our top 7 here on the speedway in that C4 machine. As the 22 C of Kenneth Coe unfortunately sliding backwards. He's there battling, trying to hang on to that final transfer spot. It's contact right there in front of him. Billy Roberts up and into the outside fence after contact between himself and Anthony Rosselli. Rosselli and that number 99, they get tied together, and that hurts the 99 ride of Billy Roberts as he slides all the way back into position number 9. Now on the outside of a transfer spot, looking in, trying to battle back into that fight for that 7th position as Matteo Vassetti right there behind him. Oliver Soro is back in position number 11, and Sebastian Labonte has taken his car down pit side as the white flag has been displayed. It's a door-to-door battle as they slide job down through 3 and 4, but the crossover out of Damian Ward, and he will beat Kevin Heber back down to the line, and Damian Ward will pick up heat race win number 2 with Kevin Heber, Benoit Savoy, Tristan Lattiser, Kenneth Coe, Anthony Rosselli, CJ LeVere rounding out our top 7, and they will work themselves into our A main feature event. Everybody else was bound to go to our consolation race, but good news for those drivers on the outside of the top 7 looking in. They're going to skip this consolation race, and everybody will get an opportunity to race in our feature event here this afternoon. I do believe we were planning on taking 25 drivers into that A main feature event, and I do believe 25 drivers were loaded into the sim and looking for the win here this evening, so everybody will get an opportunity to race for the win here this afternoon. As we'll get ready here for our redraw, I do believe. Are we doing the redraw here tonight, chat? Not 100% sure if we are or not. We'll have to wait and see if we get dragged in or if the redraw will happen. There we go. We are in there. So the redraw about to get underway. Let's get that pulled up for you guys so you guys get a good look at it. Give me 1 second here. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, James Richard, he's got the live stream up. He's going to get ready to do the redraw and let us know where these drivers will start, if it'll help them, if it'll hurt them here this afternoon. James, the floor is yours, brother.
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
I am always doing good.
Perfect. All right, so the first one to the redraw is Logan Herbert. And Herbert will start 7th. So 7th for Herbert. For him. After that, we got Damon Ward. Damien will start 5th. And after that, we got Brady Cornett. Brady will start on the pole. Brady Cornett will start from the 1st position. And then we got Kevin Hebert. 2nd. On the 1st row for Kevin. Lucky him. And then we have Elliot Gamache. Elliot will start 6th. 6th for Elliot. And then Benoit Savoy will start 4th. 4th for Ben. And then we got Zach Wisenflew. My bad, Zach. 3rd for Zach, so that put Tristan 8th. So here it is for the redraw. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for getting that in here. And man, that is it's going to dice things up here quite a bit for our feature event. Should be a good show and going to be a lot of fun to see where these guys can move and if they can try to work themselves to the front of the field. Well, good luck out there. Have some fun, guys, if you're still in here in the Discord. I know we saw you out there, James and Ralph, so hopefully we get to see you guys out there for the feature event as well here this afternoon.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Our redraw coming to a close right there. Couple drivers getting the benefit there. A couple drivers not so lucky, as these cats will jump out onto the racetrack here. They're going to be trying to lay down some good lap times. They're going to be working on their race cars, making sure that they are absolutely perfect here this evening, making sure that they are set up 100% and ready to rock and roll here for 55 laps of racing action as our A main feature event is about to begin in just a few more moments. We'll get a quick drink in, we'll get a quick break, and we'll get ready to go to battle here in just a few more moments. So don't go anywhere, so you don't want to miss any of the action here on Peacemaker Gaming as our A main will get ready to roll here in just a couple more moments. We'll be right back here, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you do us a favor. Hit that like button on the broadcast right now. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that follow. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share if you're feeling courteous. And make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As we will be right back here in just a few more moments as Debbie McDonald coming in with that like on the stream. We appreciate that, Debbie, coming in, showing the love here in this one, as this is going to be a lot of fun as we will crank it up here. As my boy Eric Tetero coming in, showing the love here in this one. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our main feature event is about to get underway, is Larry Ward coming in with that like on the stream. How are you, Larry? Larry says hammer down Damian Ward, number 32. Cheered on Damian here in this one as we'll get these drivers lined up and ready to rock and roll here for the start of our main feature event. Now, the starting grid will look quite a bit different than it does right now, as drivers will move around here in this one, as it is going to be Brady Cornett who will start in the pole position here this afternoon. I do believe to his outside will be Kevin Hebert there in the 71 ride. So the second row going to move forward, and everybody else is going to shift around, as we will see our top 8 kind of slightly move around here this afternoon. But we do know it's staying put, and starting in the 9th position will be Alex Brisebois. To his outside will be the 22 of Kenneth Coe. Nick Brundage will start in 11th. Then we see Nathan Brown will start there in 13th. That's the 7 rider Rosselli, the 4 CJ Lever, William Rassin, Jacob Nadeau, Matthias Bernatchez, Gabriel Foster, Billy Roberts, Matteo Bassetti, Kevin Parento, Oliver Sorois, Taylor Wasson, and Sebastian Labonte, and Aaron Brown bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. 25 drivers will see the green flag fly here this afternoon as we get everybody into their correct starting position after that redraw, as Brady Cornett, Kevin Hebert, 1 and 2, is Zach Weisenflew gonna start here in 3rd. Benoit Savoy in position number 4, with Damian Ward going to start back in the 5th position. Elliot Gamesh will start there in 6th. Starting in the 7th spot will be Logan Herbert, and his outside in the 92, that is Tristan Ladisser. Starting in that 9th spot is Kenneth Coe and Alex Brisebois, rounding out our top 10 here. As the paint truck going to get ready to roll off the speedways, we will get ready to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation here from Knoxville Raceway, as the Super DIRTcar Big Block Modifieds are live in action here with the Q West Racing League. As quickly Brady Cornett sees that green flag fly, he'll lead us down the back straightaway here on lap number 1, as the Blackjack Racing number 2 machine down through 3 and out of 4 there, 2 by 2. Back there behind him is Cornett will lead lap number 1 here in our 55 lap feature event. So 55 laps of racing action here this afternoon for these drivers to duke it out into battle here for tonight's race win. Now there's a lot on the line here. Drivers battling for that championship. Drivers battling for a little bit of pride and joy here, trying to put themselves inside of a good run. Maybe a win, maybe a top 3, maybe even just a top 10 will be enough to try to put a little smile on their face here on this Sunday afternoon. But I know each and every one of these drivers, they want to put themselves into victory lane, as they're 3 wide back behind our race leader. 3 wide here is Damian Ward, right through the middle, will slide up and into position number 2. Ward has been hooked up here all afternoon. We saw Damian work his way from 6th to 1st in heat race number 2. He was bound to start there in position number 2. The redraw, though, saw him go from that 2nd spot all the way back to position number 5 here for this start of the feature event, and quickly finding his way into that 2nd spot, now working underneath of our race leader Brady Cornett, trying to take that race lead away. Logan Herbert right there as well. Herbert was supposed to start in position number 1. The redraw moved him from the inside of the front row all the way back to the inside of row number 4. So he's went from 7th up and into 3rd here at the start of this feature event. As Benoit Savoy back there in 4th, has Tristan Lannister there to his inside, as Zach Weisenflew there in 6th. Ellie Gamesh back in 7th, with Kevin Hebert there in position number 8. Nick Brundage rolling the outside lane here. He is going to stay in that 9th spot, as Alex Brisebois back in position number 10 with Kenneth Coe, Nathan Brown, William Rassin, CJ Lever, and Matthias Bernatchez rounding out our top 15. Jacob Nadeau back in the 16th position with Billy Roberts there in that Gears Unlimited Vitality Motorsports number 99 ride back in 18th. Kevin Barreto back in position at number 19, and it's Taylor Watson rounding out our top 20. Sebastian Labat, Aaron Brown, Oliver Sorois, Matteo Bensetti, and Anthony Rosselli bringing up the rear of the field here as 25 drivers putting on a spectacle for us here this afternoon. It's out in front, it is Damian Ward, as Ward was able to jump up and take that race lead away from the two rider Brady Cornett. Cornett quickly slides back into that second position as Logan Herbert, they are hanging on to position number 3 as Benoit Savoy back around the 92, move Tristan back into that 5th spot on the speedway. As that DIRTcar dig performance, 92 Ryan trying to battle his way back into that 4th spot, starting to roll that middle groove, but unfortunately down through quarter number 3 and 4, ends up losing quite a bit of time right there, and it's going to open up the door down low for Zach Weisenflew and that 20 of Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh came into this race as one of our points competitors here, trying to battle for that championship as they get a little stacked up right there on his back bumper. That is Nick Brundage, and the 71 of Kevin Hebert is Nathan Brown now inside the top 10 as he's worked himself around the 17. That's the DeWalt Coty machine. That is the 17 of Alex Greenspaw, who's now on the outside of the top 10 looking in. As we got a lot of laps left here in this race, and right now it's Damian Ward out in front who continues to stretch that lead out more and more and more. Damian Ward now out to a 1.2 second advantage between himself and Brady Cornett, as Cornett still holding on to position number 2. The 6'11 of Logan Herbert's been trying to get around him, and now that's going to bring a few more of our competitors as here comes Savoy, here comes Gladysser, as they're both right there looking to try to get around this 6'11 ride. The 24 as Zach Weinstein flew into that fight, as well as a couple car lengths back. You do see that 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh there in 7th. He's trying to hold off that 916 of Nick Brundage. Is out in front. Damian Ward continues to stretch out that race lead. Now 1.5 seconds separating himself and our second place driver here on the speedway. As the Blackjack Racing number 2 rider Brady Cornett trying to hold on to that second position. It may come down to a little bit of strategy though. 55 laps of racing action here at Knoxville Raceway. That is a lot of laps. That's a lot of time on the gas pedal. It's a lot of time rolling and burning the rubber off of these tires, and unfortunately for the right rears, they seem to go first out there on the speedways. These drivers sliding around, they're chewing those tires up, and the slicker and slicker this racetrack gets, the tougher and tougher it's going to be. So do we see one of these drivers potentially kind of holding off a little bit, maybe not making any big moves, just trying to keep their car, pointing in the right direction, out of trouble, and trying to save that right rear for later in this race, and maybe just having that extra 5% better tires, maybe 10% better tires, could be the difference maker in the closing laps between coming home in a top 5 run or potentially putting yourself up and into victory lane. So we'll have to keep an eye on all of these drivers and see if anybody maybe just holding back a little bit, waiting to see a strike at the right time out there on the speedway. One of those drivers that I would think of would be Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh has been pretty rock solid here, rolling that middle to bottom groove. He hasn't really gotten the 20 ride bent out of shape. He hasn't really made any huge sporadic moves or trying to really burn up the tires on that 20 machine. So we'll have to keep an eye and see if Gamesh can make a late charge towards the front of the field. As we do see Damian Ward continuing to run out in front here. Ward now sees that race lead starting to evaporate ever so slightly as Gladysser into position at number 2. Here's the 92. There in that second spot, he's able to work himself around Logan Herbert and that 71 rider Kevin Hebert, as Hebert has slid all the way back now into the 9th position. Is that 71, unfortunately not the way he wanted to go here this afternoon. He wanted to stay up there at the front of the field and continue to battle for this race win, but now finds himself just fighting to stay inside the top 10 here this evening. As Damian Ward out in front, going to click off another lap here in this one, and we're quickly rolling up to the halfway marker here in this feature event. The halfway point coming up in a quick hurry here. So far, clean and green racing, an amazing race so far by each and every one of these competitors just keeping themselves pointed in the right direction, keeping themselves pretty clean out there on the speedway. We haven't seen too much rubbing and scrubbing, but as this race continues on, this racetrack will continue to get tougher and tougher, and these cars will start to lose that handling, where we'll start to really see them slipping and sliding around. Drivers having a hard time just keeping the car underneath of them, let alone keeping themselves from slamming into the driver to their inside or their outside here at Knoxville Raceway. So we'll have to keep an eye on each and every one of them, as in front, that 32 rider, Damian Ward, looking to try to find victory lane for the first time here this season. Now, after having a little bit of a vacation due to iRacing there for Damian Ward, his championship hopes have got to win out the window, but to finish the season off on a high note, pick up a couple wins, show that he could have been a tough competitor and potentially a champion here this year with some great finishes here. So I know that 32 wants to stay out in front and make a exclamation mark here on the season, as we do see our first caution flag fly. A little bit of tough racing deeper in the field, and it looks like Taylor Wasson and Oliver Sorois gonna get tied together here. Let's keep an eye on this 07, the blue and white machine there in the middle of the screen. We'll keep an eye on that 07 right as he works underneath Sebastian Labonte here, as I do believe they're battling for just outside the top 15, and looks like he's going to get into the berm right there. So he tries to cut down low, unfortunately cuts down a little too soon, finds himself getting bent out of shape as he is going to get a piece of that inside berm. Look at the car go up the berm, comes back down off, and unfortunately can't really handle that car very well, especially down through that slick stuff as it's bouncing around in all that speed and momentum, and unfortunately that thing's just going to go around in that 024 ride. As Sorois nowhere to go, does get a good piece of them there, and the 19 going to help that 024 also go around out there on the speedway. So a tough break there for a couple of these drivers as they run into problems for the first time this afternoon, and now we'll have to wait and see if that's going to open up the floodgates or not, if that's going to really make things kind of a little bit more sporadic. Drivers know that the pressure's on and the laps are closing down, as unfortunate break there for that 024, just trying to get checked up and down out of the way and getting a little contact there into his back bumper from Matteo Bassetti, and that's what helps him really go around here, as the race lead that we saw this 32 ride have is now evaporated. He was over a second out in front, and unfortunately now that lead is gone. Into his outside will be that 92 at Tristan Lannister. Lannister will start in that second position. The number 611 Logan Herbert back in third. Brady Cornett, our pole sitter, back there in position number 4. Zach Weinstein flew in the 27 of Benoit Savoy there in row number 3 with Eli Gamesh, Nick Brundage, William Rasson, and Kevin Hebert rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack as we go back to green flag racing. After our first caution flag of the day, what will change with these race cars? Will the pressure start to build? Will drivers start to grow a little impatient, trying to work themselves around some of the other drivers, and see if we get a couple more caution flags here before the end of the afternoon? We do see a couple drivers getting tied together deeper in the pack, and there it is. The caution flag will come back out as Aaron Brown and Taylor Wasson gonna get tied up here in this one. Another tough break there for Mr. Wasson, as this back-to-back caution flags at the 07 has been tied up in. We'll take a look here and see what happens as he's down low. He's working that middle groove, trying to work himself around this 56 riding contact there down the back straightaway. That is Oliver Sorois. Looks like Sorois gonna get a piece here of that 07 right on quarter exit. Take a look down low. The two blue cars right there. The 024 washes up the racetrack into the nose of that 07. He goes up the track and into Aaron Brown. And look at that car up and off of all four wheels. Goes for a wild ride down the back straightaways. That's Rosselli tied up in that one right there, and we do see a couple other drivers just trying to work themselves around him. Matteo Bassetti and all these guys just trying to get through that action, as we'll take another look at it here and see what we can see is that contact down low Definitely not what Aaron Brown wanted to see. Definitely not what Taylor Watson wanted to see. As there's that contact. Here goes that 07 up and into the 56. That puts him into the outside fence. And look at Matteo Bassetti. He gets a big piece of that one. He gets bent out of shape. He clips that 7 Ryder Rosselli. So does the 07. But and the worst end of the deal there is that Full Throttle Motorsports, the Super DIRTcar Series number 56. Of Aaron Brown, as he gets quite a bit of damage there, as they will all roll back out onto the racetrack. We did see Aaron Brown, Taylor Watson, and Oliver Sorois all get a little bit of work done to their race cars. They will get lined up at the rear of the field, and we'll get ready for our second restart of the afternoon. So a quick couple of caution flags. We'll see if we can get some good green flag laps underneath us here, as we are just about at that halfway marker here this afternoon. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you've been enjoying the racing action here this evening, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button. Is out in front leading the way. That is the 32 machine of Damian Ward. Ward still trying to hold these drivers off, looking to try to build up that race lead that he once had here on the speedway. At one point in time, 1.5 seconds between himself and our second place driver, but those caution flags, a race that lead that he had, and now has the pressure of Tristan Lannister, Logan Herbert right there on his back bumper. The two of Brady Cornett trying to hold on to that 4th position, as Benoit Savoy right there with them. Here comes Nick Brundage trying to work his way inside the top 5. William Ratson looking for the Hard Charger Award here this evening, is the 35 of 8 positions from where he started back in that 15th spot. And up 8 spots. This guy is on a groove here this afternoon and trying to race his way up towards the top 5 is Elliot Gamesh, one of our championship hopefuls here. Back in position number 8 has Kevin Hebert and Zach Weisenflew. They're rounding out our top 10 as they are 2 and 3 wide back here throughout the field. Everyone trying to race their way up towards the front of the pack, but they are quickly running out of time as we are already in the second half of this feature event and only 25 more laps left to go. 25 more laps of racing action here this evening, and it's been Damian Ward for majority of this race out in front. He was able to quickly dice his way through a lot of the traffic, battle around a couple drivers, and jump into the race lead, beating Brady Cornett for that top spot. Since he was able to take that race lead away, he has not looked back, but he has got to be feeling that pressure as he's got a couple heavy hitters back here behind him, and even more starting to try to work their way inside of our top 5 as you do see some contact. Look out, that's the 24, Zach Weisenflew up and into the outside fence. He's going to go around, and there is the caution flag for the 3rd time here this evening. So our 3rd caution flag, and it's the 24 right as him and Kevin Hebert battling door to door. This is for the 9th and 10th position. Unfortunately, not sure if they're going to make a little contact. There it is. The 71 gets a little tight, pushes that 24 up and into the outside wall. He was for a pretty wild ride, then gets hooked right there from that 47. And unfortunately, some pretty good contact there as well for that 47 of Matthias Bernatjes. But a crazy ride down through corner 3 and 4 for the 24. Zach Weisenflew. Let's take a look back and see if we can get a good look at this one. Let's see if we can jump on board with this 24 and see what he can see here from the cockpit. As he sends it down the back straightaway. Down into corner number 3. Here's that contact right there. Then up and into the outside fence. Heavy damage. Is trying to get this car rolling once again. Gets clipped right there by that 47 and a couple do-si-dos down the front straightaway. And that's where we'll see that caution flag fly. So our 3rd caution flag flying there on the racetrack, and that means we'll get ready for another restart here this afternoon. So another mid-race yellow flag and another attempt for drivers to try to move around the 32 with Damian Ward. Another opportunity for Ward to try to use this restart to his advantage, try to get a big jump, open up a few car length lead between himself and that 92, and try to break away from the rest of the pack here this afternoon as down through 3 and 4. We'll see that green flag fly here once again. As quickly the 32 back onto the left pedal, you'll send it down into corner number 1, slide up in front of the 92, Lannister, and Lannister will stay back in position number 2 as the caution flag will come right back out here as a quick set of caution flags. We'll take another look at it here and see what happens, as I do believe Rosselli and the 07 going to get tied together. They're already 3 wide here, and that 07 kind of tied right in the middle. Oh, heavy hit right there for Rosselli as he gets nose right up into the outside fence as is looking for everything they can on these restarts, and you're going to see, unfortunately, the outside lane really not getting the start that they were hoping for. The 07, right, he's going to jump down to the middle as the 7 machine of Rosselli down low, and all of a sudden they're 3 wide coming out of corner number 4, and the restart, unfortunately, you do see that 7 right. Look down low right here. He's going to end up hitting that inside berm. You see that left front tire is up and on that berm, and as he exits off that berm, you can see the car just pushes up the racetrack. He's trying to catch the handle of it. Unfortunately, all that momentum, the power down, washes up into that 07 right, which gets him turned around right here, and unfortunately, he's going to end up clipping that 7 right of Rosselli, and that's where we're going to see Rosselli go hard up and into the outside fence right there. Heavy hit for that 7 right as the Van Sickle Electric Randy Johnston iRacing setups ride. Heavy contact. He'll have to take that car down pit road and have the crew go back to work as we are back to green flag racing here in this one. Damian Ward, a perfect restart, quickly opening up a couple car length lead between himself and that 92 ride of Lannister as Lannister back in position number 3 as Logan Herbert gonna slide up in front of him and take that second spot away from the 92. As here comes that 916 Nick Brundage back in position number 4 and looking for more as Brady Cornett works to his outside. Elliot Gamesh there in 7th with Benoit Savoy to his outside as they're 2, 3, 4, 5 wide back here deeper in the field. Some great racing even back at the back of the pack here. Drivers still battling door to door out there on the speedway and exiting corner number 4. We saw them about 4 or 5 wide there down the front straightaway, and luckily enough they really get things figured out back before they hit corner number 1. We don't see a caution flag. We keep it clean and green. It looks like we might get another good green flag run here to try to finish this race off. As out in front, Damian Ward leads the way. That's Logan Herbert right there behind him. Herbert here last night on Peacemaker Gaming in a $400 to win Big Block Modified event. That 611 ride was out there on the racetrack. He was looking to try to cash in on the $400 payday. Unfortunately, fell 1 spot shy. Had to settle in for position number 2 and watch another one of the young guns pick up that checkered flag and the big check there in last night's race. And now I know he wants to try to get a little redemption here for himself in that 611 ride after missing out on the $400 payday. I know he'd love to back it up with a league win here this evening and put that 611 ride back up and into victory lane as we do see another caution flag fly. Let's take a look back and see what happened here as a couple more drivers tied up. I do believe CJ LeVere and the 56 right, no, the 3 right of Nathan Brown tied up in this one as it just looks like the 4 down through corner number 1 and 2 here. I don't know what happens to him here. The car just kind of gets hooked around. I'm not sure if it's from the initial contact here with the 99 ride. That's where it kind of looks like it stems from. Looks like Billy Roberts gives him a shot into the back bumper, and the advanced C4 machine just going to go around here. A good piece of driving by Aaron Brown as he was able to jump up and get around him here. But you look at Sorois trying to get through there. Him and Heber make pretty good contact, and unfortunately for Nathan Brown, he slides in there, gets a big piece of that 4 ride. The 10 also getting a piece of him there as that car does a nice little catwalk down and out at corner number 2, then stops there on the racetrack, and that's where we'll see the caution flag come back out. So our 4th caution flag in our 4th restart here on the afternoon is the 32 at Damian Ward quickly back to the lap battle as that 611 of Logan Herbert trying to keep that 92 ride back there at bay as Brady Cornett trying to slide his way inside the top 3. He's all over the back bumper of that 92 ride, getting him a little bit bent out of shape. Is a little bit of contact right there. Look out! Logan Herbert almost going around as he was trying to work himself down to the inside of our race leader. As Damian Ward definitely trying to hold these drivers off. He sees and feels that pressure right there to his back bumper as we inch closer and closer to our checkered flag here this afternoon. Only 15 more laps left to go, 14 this time by the start finish line. So still a lot of racing left to be had here this evening. Still a lot of mistakes, still a lot of opportunities to try to race your way into victory lane or out of victory lane here this evening, as we will see that caution flag fly. So the yellow flag will come back out here once again. It looks like it is Alex Bringspaw, Sebastian Labonte, Oliver Soroas, Aaron Brown, all getting tied up together in this one. Let's keep an eye on this 17 ride right down the middle here into corner number 1. That's Alex Bringspaw. It looks like the 916 of Nick Brundage. Brundage sideways here on the racetrack. Looks like he may have gotten a piece of Benoit Savoy right there, and then he gets clipped by the 35 ride. And unfortunately, that spins him sideways on the racetrack. Nowhere to go for Alex Bringspaw. He gets a big piece of him, and then here comes Sebastian Labonte. He slides in there. Both drivers go airborne here, upside down, and going for a wild ride down in 1 and 2 is the 26 and the 17. Going for a couple big rolls here, and you do see a couple other drivers tied up there as well. That is the number 56. That is Aaron Brown that gets tied up there in that one in the 56 ride. Is the Full Throttle Motorsports machine just trying to get around this here. You'll see that 024 getting in there as well, and both drivers running into problems. But man, that was a crazy flip here for a couple of these drivers, especially Alex Bringspaw, as we are going to try to jump on board here with Bringspaw and see what he can see from the cockpit. Is sends it down into corner number 1. He's just inside the top 10, and all of a sudden 916 gets turned around. He gets turned around and then goes upside down and barrel rolls down here through corner number 1 and 2, and that is a heartbreaker for him as we'll go back to green flag racing. As quickly we're back to green flag battling here at Knoxville Raceway, and we're 3 wide here at the front of the field. Look out as they're 3 wide, and they're gonna both slide in front of Damian Ward. It's Tristan Lattiser out in front as he's able to take that race lead away, but he's got Logan Herbert right down low trying to just beat him back to the line. Here comes Damian Ward. Ward says, I'm not done yet. I got put up into the outside lane. He's going to try to hug that inside berm here and slide his way back to the front of the field. Is Brady Cornett there on the outside of the top 3 looking in. As now you do see Elliot Gamesh in position number 5. Gamesh, we talked about him earlier, potentially having something left in this late portion of this race. Looked like he was kind of holding back there ever so slightly early on in this one, as now there's contact here. Look out, Brady Cornett almost going around right there. Gamesh gets a big piece of him, has to get checked up, washes up the racetrack, seeing that 27 ride, and now we see the 28 of Jacob Nadeau. Nadeau right into the battle here at the front of the field as Nadeau trying to slide his way inside the top 5 here on the speedway. Same with Matthias Bernatchez, Matteo Bassetti, and Billy Roberts are top 10 out there on the racetrack as the caution flag will fly here once again. So I do believe our 6th or 7th caution flag is William Rassin, and Aaron Brown deeper in the field will get tied together. Let's take a look here and see what happens. Is unfortunately a tough break so far in this race for a couple of these drivers, and there's that contact. The 35 hard up into the outside wall. You see that right front absolutely shredded apart, the tire flying off that car, and he ends up turtled there in 3 and 4, and that's where we'll see that caution flag fly. And he takes that car down pit side. Well, big hit, a heavy hit right there, and unfortunately that puts Aaron Brown and the number 10 of Kevin Parito down pit road getting some repairs here. And we also saw, obviously, Kenneth Coe having some issues, Anthony Rosselli running into problems, and William Rassin having to take his car down pit side, looking to get some extreme work done to it. He's actually taken that car off the racetrack down behind pit wall, and They're doing some extensive work there on that car after that heavy flip. We did see Sebastian Labonte rejoin the racing surface here, so that Premier Racing setups ride, trying to get rocking and rolling once again back in the 23rd position, hoping to try to get a couple free passes, a couple lucky dogs to get back into the fight here this afternoon. Unfortunately scored back in 23rd. It's out in front, Logan Herbert leading the way here at Knoxville Raceway this time. Down and out of corner number 4 and across the line, we will see 8 more laps of racing action. 8 more laps here this evening as Logan Herbert in the public enemy setups the speed from Sean number 611 ride, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. He wasn't able to get it done here last night, but we will see if he can get it done and accomplish the checkered flag this evening with the Q West Racing lead. As he's out in front, has a pretty solid lead, about 0.4 of a second now between himself and Tristan Lattiser. Trying to hold on to that second spot. Damian Ward trying to take that second position back away from the 92. Elliot Gamesh there in position number 4 and looking for more here as he's making a late race charge towards the front of the field as Brady Cornett back there in 5th. Jacob Nadeau doing a great job here there in that 6th position. Benoit Savoy, the 47 of Matthias Bernatches, Matteo Bassetti, and Billy Roberts rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. As it is all Logan Herbert. Herbert out in front. He is a man by himself here. Still half a second between himself and Tristan Lattiser. That is about 4 or 5 car lengths here between our top 2 competitors. And now that 92 starting to open up a little bit more of a gap here himself between himself and Damian Ward. As Ward was leading this race for a lot of laps here this evening. Probably the most laps anyone could possibly lead here this evening for the 32 ride. And sitting back in position number 3, definitely not a spot he wants to be late in this race, as he wants to be at the front of the field and putting himself up and into the Knoxville Raceway victory lane, but he's quickly running out of time as Logan Herbert down across the line. Once again, we'll see only 3 more laps left here this evening. Only 3 more laps of racing action as the 611 down through corner number 3. Nice and easy as he'll slide up the racetrack, up and into corner number 4, looking for a big run out of corner number 4 and down across the line with only 2 more laps left to go. The Twin Sticks here from our flagman show these drivers that they only got a couple more trips around Knoxville Raceway before we see that checkered flag fly. As down through corner number 3, nice and easy out of corner number 4. No caution flags out there on the racetrack. We will see that white flag fly. The next flag will end this race no matter what, as the 611 Logan Herbert looking to pick up the win and pull himself into the Knoxville Raceway victory lane. As for the final time, down through 3 and out of 4, it's Logan Herbert, a man out in front all by himself. No pressure to his back bumper as he'll pick up the checkered flag here this evening and win race number 8 of the Q West Racing League. Logan Herbert will get it done, and he will pull himself up and in to the Knoxville Raceway victory lane as Logan Herbert is the race winner. Tristan Lattiser there in position number 2, and Damian Ward coming home in that 3rd spot on the Speedway. So a good run right there for Damian, a good run for Tristan Lattiser, but no one better than the 611 ride of Logan Herbert as he's going to pull himself up and into the Knoxville Raceway victory lane. Man, what a run and what a drive there for that 611 machine. As he'll pull himself up and into victory lane. You see that 92 ride. Tristan Lattiser coming home in 2nd, and Damian Ward in position number 3 as they'll get lined up here in our victory lane. These drivers will get ready and see if we can get a little bit of a photo op here for them and get everyone pointed in the right direction and everyone looking pretty here for this checkered flag. Come on now. They're trying to get it backed in there. It's a little bit tougher down there through that slick grass, and there we go. We will get the 611 line back up after a little contact there with the 32, but out in front, getting it done, it is Logan Herbert. We'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews. Man, what a run and what a drive here in this one. As Braden says, might be a demolition derby. I can't tell. I mean, There wasn't that many caution flags. Come on now. There wasn't that many caution flags. There's only 6 or 7. We've seen a lot worse here out of these drivers. We've seen a lot worse here on the simulator than, 7 or 8 caution flags. If it's single digits, we'll take that as a win out there on the speedway. Single digit caution flags, we'll take that as a win, as we've seen a lot of races go into those double digits, and they are never a fun time. As we'll get ready to pull our race winner, Logan Herbert, up here into the broadcast booth. He's waiting down patiently in victory lane, so let's get him up here into the booth. Hey Logan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Logan, man, what a run, what a drive, as you're able to get it done here this afternoon after a fairly disappointing second place finish here last night on Peacemaker Gaming. You're able to back it up as you load in here to the QS Racing League, and you put that 611 ride right up and into victory lane, man. Take us back through it, and how does it feel to finally find your way into victory lane here once again?
Yeah, it feels awesome. Finally got one. It's been a few weeks, I feel like, or I'm not really sure. We've been off a week. I kind of forget how the season's been going. I just know I'm tied for the lead and championship night, and I got the win. That really helps for points, and really excited to race the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. The season coming to a wind down in a quick hurry, and starting, this little bit of a second swing, the final swing with the few races left here on the season. Definitely coming out on a high note, putting yourself into victory lane and trying to get that momentum rolling here once again for yourself, and being able to battle and duke it out like that here late in this race between Damian Ward and Tristan Lattiser there for quite a few laps, and luckily enough, you're able to jump up just edge out in front over that 92 ride for the race lead before another caution flag, and that allows you to be that control car here on these restarts. You're able to use that to your advantage and really help put yourself into victory lane. Take us back through some of those restarts and what was going through your mind here late in this race.
Yeah, redrawing 7th was not ideal, but I just figured starting pretty deep, I just run the bottom and pick them off one at a time, and before I knew it, I was up to 3rd, and 1st and 2nd was pushing pretty hard, so I just figured I'd keep on saving my tires, wait for the end, and I just rolled the middle basically the entire race until about 20 to go, and we had that restart, and I know we had a couple restarts, but I was just trying to push from 20 to go on, and I think Damian finally made a mistake, and me and Tristan got under him, and I got around Tristan.
Yeah, absolutely. Making that move, taking that race lead, and then never giving up here late in this race as the 611 ride finds its way back up and into victory lane here in Knoxville Raceway. Logan, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance out there on the raceway?
Yeah, Public Enemy Setups, everyone over there, Sean McPhee, Joe Venditti, Nick Brundage, James and Ralph for adminning, and Eric for putting this on. You for broadcasting, and that's all.
Well, Logan, a great run, a great performance out there on the speedway, and great to see you back up here in victory lane, and hopefully more and more to come here throughout 2025.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night, and don't party too hard down there in victory lane. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, the 611, Logan Herbert, as Herbert picks up the win here this afternoon from Knoxville Raceway and race number 8 of the Q West Racing League, as we'll get ready now to pull in our second place finisher here. I'm not sure if he's going to be disappointed or pretty happy with the performance here out of that 92 ride, but it is Tristan Lattiser who comes home in position number 2. We'll get ready to pull Tristan up here into the broadcast booth. Hey Tristan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Tristan, how are you, brother? Another good run, another good race here, and you're able to come home in position number 2, man. Take us back through this race, and what's going through your mind right now as you sit there in that second spot on the podium?
Questioning on why me and Damien pushed our tires so much at the start of the race. It really cost us there at the end. We were on the cords on the right rear, I think.
Yeah, definitely seemed like the pace was really off to a hot start early on here. Even seeing the 6:11 to Logan Herbert gain a bunch of spots early on. We were thinking, Elliot Gamesh maybe would have a lot of tire left over late in this race, and we were able to see him start to work his way back up there. But just seeing how quickly you guys were rolling out there and how fast we saw Damien get to the front, and you and Logan kind of work yourselves inside that top 3, top 5 there as well. And having that pace and not seeing a caution flag for the first half of this feature event, really burning the equipment up and potentially putting yourselves into a tough position here later on. But you were able to hold on to it and still come home with a very solid second place run, man. What's kind of going through your mind right now after that race, knowing that it could have got a whole lot worse if we would have saw this one maybe go into a couple extra restarts here and green-white checkers late in this race?
Yeah, well, Logan did a hell of a job on saving his tires early, but with me and Damien so close together, you kind of have a little safer barrier. You know that there probably won't be much contact between two teammates, so kind of gives yourself a little relief.
Absolutely, definitely. Always fun knowing that you can battle there with your teammates and try to go after some of those other competitors there on the racetrack, as we saw late in this one. Obviously, the battle between yourself and Damien and Logan late in this one, and unfortunately there, before that caution flag came out, Logan was just able to edge out in front of you and take that race lead away. If it was a couple feet difference, it could have been you controlling this race late in these races with those late race restarts here, man. What's kind of going through your mind through those restarts and knowing that you could have had that top spot. You could have been that control car trying to keep everyone else back there at bay.
It's always nice to be the control car, but maybe in this case, I liked being second or third. I could kind of gauge on what the others were doing and see if I could find anything, but unluckily the track just turned into a pretty much just a slider line, and not much more to it, and kind of killed us there at the end.
Absolutely, but you park it up here in position number 2. Still a very solid run, very good performance here again this afternoon in the Q West Racing League. Tristan, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dirty Dig Performance. I'd like to thank Mr. Radiator, Yorker Speed Co., Glengarry Truck Center, anyone that helps out in real life or on iRacing.
Absolutely. Well, Tristan, a great run, a great drive here this afternoon. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday and hopefully maybe one spot better and up here in Victory Lane yourself.
Thanks, bud.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher as Tristan Laddiser comes home in position number 2. As we'll get ready now to pull in our third place finisher. It's the 32 of Damien Ward. Damien coming home in position number 3 after leading quite a few laps here this evening. That 32 ride late in this race, sliding backwards a couple spots, but still being able to finish this one off on the podium. Let's get Damien up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Damien, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yeah.
Damien, man, a very, very good run here for you this afternoon. Obviously, we saw you start back in that 5th position, but it didn't take you long to slide up into position number 2. You go after the 2 ride of Brady Cornett for the top spot, and quickly in this race, you take over that number 1 position on the speedway, and then you lead a ton of laps here on the night until a couple of those late race caution flags come out, and it brings Logan Herbert and Tristan Laddiser right back to your rear bumper, and they're able to find a run finally and get around you and slide you back here into that 3rd position as you'll settle into position number 3. What's kind of going through your mind right now after leading so many laps and then seeing those 2 get around you late in this race?
I definitely think we could have. I definitely think we could have saved tire a little bit earlier on. The run fit the first, and the first couple laps was definitely not my smartest move. I think if we saved tire or we seen less cautions, I would have been fine. Definitely had the fastest car right off the bat, and once it got to the end, the line became very fine, and that's where I made my mistake and let those 2 slip by me, and it was just really difficult to get back by him with used up tires like I had.
Yeah, absolutely. Tires playing such pivotal roles here in iRacing now, and seeing how this racetrack usually goes to pretty slick, but you never really know. There's sometimes with these drivers we've seen, a lot of clean and green races. We've seen a lot of races, go, green to checkered here with the talent that's out there, but we've also seen a lot of races where we've seen a ton of caution flags. Was that kind of sitting in the back of your mind, maybe seeing if this race would go green to checkered here, especially after, running 15, 20 laps of green flag racing, and then expecting this one to maybe go caution free through the.
I don't know. Definitely thought that. I definitely had a. I knew that there was going to be cautions. I expected them to be a lot earlier on, and when I seen that there was no cautions early on, I kind of figured that everybody would get spaced out, and we would see a green checkered run. The first half of the race definitely fooled me. That's why I pushed so hard. Definitely regret doing that, but I lost to two really good competitors. I ain't gonna be mad about it. Chalk it up and remember to save tire no matter what next time.
Absolutely. You just never know what may play out here on the racetrack. And as you said, coming home still in third and being there behind Tristan and Logan, definitely two competitors that you can never hang your head about coming home behind them, as they're very, very tough to beat on any given night here on the simulator and out on the real life racetrack as well. But Damien, you still keep 22 other fast cats back there behind you and able to round out our podium here this evening, man. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this afternoon?
I got to thank, I thank Kenny Cudney and Caleb Durgan. I thank myself for the wrap, the team, the whole team. They're a bunch of great guys over there. Thank you for streaming the race, and I got to thank James and Raphael for putting it on. It's a lot of fun, and I wish I wasn't banned, because I definitely think that this points chase would be even more interesting than it already is.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Damien, a great run, a great race here this afternoon, man. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday, and hopefully a couple spots better, maybe a little bit more tire saving, and putting yourself up and into victory lane as well.
Oh yeah, we go to Charlotte next week, so that'll definitely be an interesting one. 55 laps. It'll be a wild race. You'll have the guys ripping the wall, and you'll have the guys smoothly rolling through the middle, and you'll have the guys right on the infield tires. That track get quite racy when you take away a little bit of the grip factor, which these guys have done with the racetrack. It's definitely not as tacky as a normal hosted would be. So I definitely think that taking away all that is definitely going to make for a great race at Charlotte, a great race at Weedsport, and a great race at Oswego.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait to see guys out there, man. We can't wait to see the battling there at Charlotte, and should be a good time. Should be a lot of fun, and hopefully, we'll see that 32 ride working itself back up into, the front of the field. Maybe up into victory lane. Damien, good luck out there next Sunday, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Damien Ward. Is Damien coming home in that third spot? A very solid run, a great drive there for that 32, as he will round out our podium in our post-race interviews here this afternoon. A huge thank you to each and every one of these drivers for showing up and showing out here this evening, put on a great race and a great event for each and every one of us to enjoy. And if you guys did enjoy that racing action, if you guys enjoyed all the battling out there on the speedway, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button on the stream, hit that share, hit that follow or subscribe button. If you're watching over on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, make sure you guys become part of the Peacemaker family today. And make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when I go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. But I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love here this evening. And I can't wait to see you guys back here for tomorrow night's racing action, as we get a brand new series starting tomorrow evening. A lot more fun, a lot more interesting action, and it's going to be a lot of back and forth and a lot of wild battles here tomorrow night and throughout the entire week here on Peacemaker Gaming. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow evening. Thank you all for watching. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen, as I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night.
on down.